Brayden, Schenn, thanks for doing this. You're in the big city of Toronto. How you doing, man?
Doing good. Just got here today. Stayed in Montreal last night. Watched the Super Bowl as everyone else did, and then got here and a little dinner tonight, and then ready to go tomorrow.
Nice, man. I don't know if you noticed or not, but there's a little bit of buzz around the Maple Leafs right now. Did you happen to catch that empty net clapper there that involved Morgan Rielly?
We sure did. It's definitely a talk of not only our locker room, I'm sure it is league wide. So I don't know. I don't know what you guys are saying about it, but I guess we'll wait to see what happens, how many games he gets.
What do you think Rosie's response was to that?
Hozer's response is that guy gets everything he deserves, and Morgan Rielly had every right to do that. I'm sure that's what Jay Rosehill said.
Well, Brayden, I did not like the cross-check to the head, but I absolutely like the response. You're an old-school guy, Sasky boy, no stranger to the league and some of the traditions and everything else. A guy goes in there like that, takes a bigger clapper than any of the All-Stars did in the hardest shot competition. Do you think that elicits a response, or should have Morgan Rielly have just skated away like nothing and not even acknowledged it?
No, I think I know Mo too, and he's a stand-up guy, and Luke obviously playing with him last year said nothing good things about him, and I think he did the right thing. Obviously, he didn't mean to cross. I think it just, when something like that happens, you go a little bit black, and you're not trying to cross-check a guy in the head, and obviously, you end up on the wrong side of that one. But I think majority of the guys in the league that would have probably did the same thing, and like I said, that the cross-check just ended up in the guy's side of his head or whatever. But I definitely think he did the right thing.
I thought it was pretty telling, Claude Giroux, when they interviewed him after the game, and he didn't back his teammate. I don't know if that's the correct way to phrase it, but he didn't sort of back what Greig was thinking. But I mean, you play the game, you're in it right now. You're going to be playing the Leafs on Tuesday. It's just it's such a quick reaction time, right? If has a situation like that arose for you where it's I got to make a split decision, I got to jump into the melee one way or another?
Yeah, I think if you look at the replay, I think Morgan Rielly probably went for the punch with the glove and with the stick in his hand and kind of got him wrong. But I guess the way I look at it too, it's he did the right thing here. He's the kid goes in and takes a slap shot or whatever, and I think it's just an embarrassing moment for there's superstars on the ice, and there's a guy that scored 40 plus goals in 48 games, whatever it may be, and he's taking an empty net, minus by a slap shot. I think there's other ways to go about it, but I guess I don't know if the Leafs and Sens play each other, but I'm sure there'll be a response if there is.
So speaking of the Leafs, Brayden, they're pretty up and down with their play. They can look pretty good and they can look awfully bad. From your guys' point of view, preparing for the Maple Leafs, what are some of the things you guys talk about having to watch out for, and what are some of the things you guys try to take advantage of?
Haven't actually watched any video as a team yet on them. I think that'll probably all come tomorrow. Obviously, coaches have a different perspective than me right now, but just obviously if you look at their lineup, the way we have to play them, we don't try and run and gun with teams or outskill teams by any means. So for us to win a hockey game tomorrow, it's going to have to be just literally keep it simple and don't turn over pucks and don't feed into their offense and their transition game. And obviously the best goal scorer in the league and the skill to go around them. We have to play smart and play a simple game, I guess, if we want to win.
So Rosie hates this when I bring this up, past matchups, but I did some number crunching. The last 5 meetings between the Blues and the Leafs, 47 goals have been scored. And I'm sure you recall a couple of those games. You just talked about not getting into a run and gun game, but it's easier said than done against this team, right?
Yeah, especially when they're at home. They're fast and they kind of play that high style of offense. And like I said, sometimes it happens and whether penalties are called or whatever else, but they're not looking, I'm with Rosie on this one, not looking too much into past matchups just because the personnel of both teams has changed. But I guess we'll see what happens tomorrow night.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about the leadership on this team too, Brayden, and being the captain of the St. Louis Blues right now. What are some of the things you try to do to, be in that leadership position and try to make sure that you're getting the most out of your team night in, night out?
Well, I think it's just everywhere. You have to hold each other accountable, and that's the style of play that we have to play. And I think in our locker room, we've got that as of late. Guys are playing hard for one another. It's little details in the game that are essentially when it's hockey games. Obviously, the goaltending's been great, but special teams been good for us. But it's just little things like blocking shots, taking care of pucks, not turning over pucks. We know if we do that most nights, that so far it's working as of late. And like I said, it's just the little things that help you in a hockey game, that gets you 2 points at the end of the night.
There's just something about you guys, Brayden, and coaching changes. Like, you guys are doing it again, man. 15-7-1 under Drew Bannister. He's done a tremendous job. What is it about a coaching change that can inspire a team? Because obviously Rosie and I have this conversation like seemingly on a daily basis about Sheldon Keefe, and that's a story for another day. But like, what is it about that gets a team going?
I think there's like that. One, team comes together. Two, is like that embarrassment factor a little bit. You just kind of get a little bit of embarrassment as a player where, you got your previous coach fired and you have to come together as a team, or else it's going to be a long year. And we tried to obviously went in the right direction with that, and playing hard for our coach right now and playing hard for one another. And, winning obviously cures a lot of things. And right now we've got a good feeling in our locker room. So,
Rosie, you've been a big proponent of Chief. I mean, we had Craig Berube on this show. Maybe you can speak to Schenn about just that and what a guy like Craig Berube can do to this team, Rosie.
I had Chief in Philly, and he's a guy that you want to play for. He's a guy that inspires you. He keeps it simple and he keeps it honest. And, that was my impression of him. Honestly, Brayden, going from, that story never ceases to amaze me. The fact that you guys are dead last in the league at Christmas and you win the Stanley Cup. It's absolutely incredible. I don't think that'll ever happen again, but how much of that do you attribute to kind of a change of mindset with the coaching change, or do you think that was just kind of an anomaly?
I love Chief. I mean, I had Chief for my first couple of years in Philadelphia as an assistant coach, and then he was my head coach, and then I had him assistant coach in St. Louis, and then obviously head coach with St. Louis as well. And with Chief, you know what you're getting. He's going to hold guys accountable. He's going to get guys to play hard. He's going to get guys to play for one another. And he's going to really get guys to buy into a team system or a team game.
Make sure to check out more of our content right here on the Leafs Nation YouTube page. We got long form interviews. We got clips. We got epic rants by Jay Rosehill. We simply have it all. And don't forget, you can find out much more at theleafsnation.com. Thanks so much for watching.